welcome to yet another exciting edition of Trendz Travel. As usual, I'm your host Eloise Scoble, and today we find ourselves at the Zoo Lake on this beautiful summer's day. Now, if you're a thespian or an art lover, do we have a surprise for you as Nadia takes us to the Soweto Theatre.
Chilabula is a play about the jackal and the dog, a story of the jackal looking for his friend who disappeared a long time ago. So this is their encounter in a place called Chilabula, and it's a very complicated encounter. So, but you know the story of the jackal and the dog, don't you? So the dog, symbol of domestication, the jackal, symbol of rebellion. The story of the jackal and the dog is a story that I'm quite familiar with. The difference here is that I wrote this play from where the traditional story ends. So I was interested in how the story continues. So I hope somebody in the future continues. If you think about it, I mean, fables that have been written long ago speak to us in many ways. I think our ancestors were very sharp in the way that they understood how symbols work through time. You know, symbols are timeless. This story of the jackal and the dog, you can take it back to even the pre-colonial society. At the time, you'd have the dog troubling, the jackal rather, troubling the lion, the trickster, right? It was about the distribution of meat, an equal distribution of meat. When the lion insists on the lion's share and the jackal keeps robbing the lion, so he's undermining the kingdom. So the jackal represents, if you like, the ordinary people who want, you know, their share. So, but that's the pre-colonial times. You'll notice also the jackal figure during apartheid times. You had a lot of jackal figures in stories raiding farms of the Boers. We are here now in the post-colonial scenario. I have a different way of thinking about how the jackal can operate now. Perhaps, you know, the dog in this case with his chain becomes a symbol of capture. He's captured. So that's why I love fables, because they are timeless in the way that they speak to us. So our ancestors really did a good one there. I've inherited quite a beautiful story.
This is not how we do things here, Chief. This is Chila Haibulal. Dinner is strictly by invitation.
In the play, I play Nja, who is a friend to the main character, Pukobje. What do I think of this character? It's a very interesting character. I mean, he represents the kind of domestic life, right, of a dog who gets captured. And the play starts, he starts off with his friend, Pukobje, brother rather, Pukobje and Nache. But then he leaves his brother because of some altercations that happen. And on his quest to go find water, he experiences this place called Chilabula, where he gets captured there, right, and he's put into chains. However, with that system of being captured, he gets nice clothes like a jacket, pants, shoes, and he gets nice food, right, and the place is beautiful. However, he has to pay the price of being domesticated.
The rehearsal process was quite intense. I had to actually punch another hole in my belt because I lost so much weight. I was against all the physical stuff. I was like, guys, relax, we can just tell a story. But I realized that's actually quite powerful in the audiences when they reacted. That's when I started to believe, that's when I started to believe in the physicality of it and not just dialogue. And the music for me was like amazing. I was really taken by that. And the story, I had fun, I don't want to lie. It was a fun process.
Yes. Sit down, I've got a surprise for you.
Working with people who are willing to go extra and people who are believing in you, in what you're doing. And two things that I was looking at that were main thing for me, it's their physicality in terms of managing and holding the story, and two, using their body to tell the story, because it's an embodied process. It's not only on text. It really demands your energy, your effort, and your timing be spot on whatever you're doing. and believe in yourself that your body will carry everything. Because those are things that I was pushing with them to say, believe in your body, trust your body knows what to do. So the sense of the body memory taking over, because we tend to think that our minds can do everything and forget about the body. So letting the body to give you offers and use the offer that the body gives you.
I cut a home, Taletazilla Mupirime, Uligila Moturi Kotala Bopuku Jerainana, Rahata Mo, Horibatanatana, Harabon Tanati, Uribili Tentuanto in Rai Carabe, Relevama Rumor Savo, Niritobola de Rovole, Risukile Miriti Abusi Ring Abe, Dituatue de Repocala Nachen Rai Titipe.
Coming up after the break, we take you to Ghana and to Botswana. But before we do, I'd like to remind you to catch us on our social media platforms. That's on Instagram and on Twitter, on Trendz on SABC using the hashtag SABC News. Fashion, travel, music, food, and food. Did I mention food? We at Trendz Travel love bringing you cuisines from around the world.
Forbes US have declared Gabon the coolest city destination to visit in the world for 2018-2019.
You know, as designers, we're always setting trends and also doing like high fashion. So it was quite nice to come and see the ready-to-wears every day.
This is a space for every woman in South Africa.
I want to speak to the women who cannot walk a kilometer in this country without looking over their shoulders, without being groped or harassed.
I was not born like this. In 2011, I got stabbed by a boyfriend.
How many centimeters? How many centimeters long is the political will to end the scourge of violence against women, against children?
I was locked up in the room for 2 weeks.
There are measures, there are laws, there are policies. But these policies and measures and laws do not speak to these lived realities.
We must fight the culture of gender-based violence.
This is where young men must be taught that women are not their footballs. This is where young men must be taught to respect women.
Now, while she was in Ghana, Selepa had an amazing time with her cultural exchange between Ghana and South Africa. But between all her masterclasses, she did find some time to do a bit of exploring, and she ended up at an art market in Accra. Let's take a look.
In Accra, the capital city of Ghana, one of the most popular spots to visit is the Center for National Culture. This marketplace houses the largest concentration of traders in artifacts across Ghana, with stalls specializing in products like drums, sculptures, and wooden dolls. The spaces have become so important in the economy of this country, so we decided to hit one up and spend a couple of cedis. One thing you cannot miss about this market is the vibey section that brings out the most beautiful sounds of our continent.
This is Ghana, and Ghana and South Africa are one. Bafana Bagana.
Bafana Bagana, yeah.
You say this is Akwaba. When you come to Ghana, we say something welcome, which is Akwaba. Yes. So Akwaba, we are going to give you guys Akwaba drum. Okay. Welcome drum, Dad.
I had no choice but to get in there and immerse myself into this great energy and learn a thing or two about Ghanaian drums.
1, 2, 3, music.
The beginning, our assistant, they start with the calabash. This calabash, we have something called batika.
Batika is just round like a ball, but it's a calabash, and we put seed in it. So we use both those to make it, and the sound is going, and through that we find it. You know, when you make something like, oh, you use a stone. With a stone, you play, you get in some bass, you get in some sound on a rock, a big rock, you understand? So through there we make it to understand, okay, this skin, it can bring something like a bass. So we can use skin on top of the wood. So that's how we're beginning to find the drumming. Yeah, you know, we Africans, you know, our culture is music, you know. Yeah, our culture is music, and the drum too, they are our music. We have different type of drums. We have the kwalongo and we have the dundum. Yeah, the dundum is stand for backing drum. It make the bass and the tone for the back. Yeah, and the cow skin, it mean the louder one. That's the master's drum. Yeah, so we use cow skin. That one is the master's drum. And kwalongo, we use kwalongo. It's only Ghana traditional drum. That's the one with the sticks. And mostly it's good, we play with the hand, but some too like to play with the stick. Yeah.
We were taken to a store at the far end of the market where Kabira set up shop with his aunt and uncle. There's everything you can think of, from the most beautiful custom wooden masks all the way through to sculptures. One thing he particularly takes pride in is the fabric that they have, and gave me a breakdown of the significance of the patterns on the materials.
So the fabric we have Ghanaian fabrics like this, which is called the kente. Kente is traditionally Ghanaian. Wherever you go in this world, you see this material is from Ghana, weaved in Ashanti region. Bonway, that's where they weave kente, and in Tonso, that's where they weave the kente. And these are the fabrics. All the fabrics too has a meaning. This is in Konso, that's the symbol of prosperity. This one here means unity, together as one. Yeah. Right now, fabric is fashionable. People are accepting their culture now. People are making nice dresses out of this. You see, this is a batik that we make dresses. It's called bubu. Yeah, bubu is a free wear.
If you ever pop in the lovely city of Accra, check out the Art Center and grab a memorable piece of Ghana.
This is the Chobe National Park in Kasane, northeastern Botswana. The conservation area is home to some of the world's most natural beauty, and once here, you are guaranteed to spot some of the big five. River safaris are a hit with many tourists, as they offer a more intimate encounter with wildlife.
The Chobe River, it's a very beautiful and then a world of biodiversity and then floodplains. And where you can see animals whatever grazing. It's an amazing adventure.
And there's nothing like watching animals in their natural environment, cooling themselves in the Chobe River, or simply hydrating themselves in the watering holes dotted along the river. It's a sight that leaves many tourists asking for more.
I feel so excited, you know, because I cannot see such kind of animals in China. So it took me almost 2 days to come here, and it's totally worth to do that. I hope I can bring my family back to here again.
So far, it's my first trip to Africa, so I'm very, very amazed by Botswana, and I think that's a wonderful country. And what is the most exciting part is like the nature is untouched, and I think that's really great.
Game drives are also popular. They commence at 6 in the morning from lodges in the Chobe area, when the animals are still a little groggy as they rise from the wilderness slumberland.
We don't have rhinos, no cheetahs. Rhinos, we used to have them here. Because of poaching, the left rhinos were taken down to the south part of Botswana, Kamarano Sanctuary, for breeding. Now the breeding is doing well. the government is planning to reintroduce them here. So maybe when you come here in a couple of years to come, you may find the rhinos. About the cheetahs, we used to have cheetahs. Because of this floodplain, the area is not that big. The growth numbers of lions made the cheetahs to move from this area.
On offer is also an array of other species, including antelopes, birds, and ducks. But it is the herds of the majestic elephants that attract many tourists to Botswana. As an area where animals roam free, you are more likely to bump into elephants anywhere at any time on the streets of Kasane or in the neighborhood. Kasane is also strategically located, being the point where the borders of Botswana, Namibia, Zimbabwe, and Zambia meet, offering tourists easy access to neighboring countries. We took advantage of this by taking a boat cruise to Namibia to visit one of the historic villages in the Caprivi Strip. For now, as Botswana ramps up its conservation efforts, it is hoped Africa and the rest of the globe will continue to frequent this area as to help this country diversify its economy.
Now that was Chobe National Park in Botswana, and you have to add that to your list of must-sees on the continent. Right now, though, we take a quick, short break. We'll be back right after this.
The Great Bank Heist. It was brazen. It was quick.
One thought we're perhaps looking at figures much, much lower. Right. It's almost 2 billion.
It was shared amongst very greedy VBS executives and politically connected individuals. You are listed in that report. Did you steal money?
The narrative that they're trying to create is proven wrong by Advocate Mtao's report himself. He said in point 59 that he could not find a definitive wrongdoing, anything factually.
The misleading information which Daily Maverick has is deliberate. It's part of the whole propaganda machinery. You can challenge this poly fanfare to bring us the so-called evidence that I received 10 million. It's pure insanity.
Is there any prospect whatsoever of saving VBS?
We are not as confident as we were when we started the curatorship as to restoring the bank.
The bank is in a hopeless situation and it cannot be saved.
Hanover Park is known to be a playground for gang members. Several pupils failed to attend classes due to gang shootings.
The impact of these gang wars is that we find that learners stay away from school.
There's a lot of disruptions, but yet I try to come every day to school so that I can have a better future.
As an education department, which is not our primary mandate to address crime, we do what we can to ensure that our learners and teachers are safe in schools.
In pursuit of good results for a better future, these learners have all come here to what is commonly known as study camps. They bath, eat and sleep here. Learners believe that their sacrifices will bear fruit.
Once we give the best of our results and we get enough chance to spend with our teachers.
The local business people are giving us food, are supporting us big time.
This year we must have 100%.
Donald Chipume, better known to his fans at Photogenius Stats, has made quite a career out of photography, following many of Mzansi's movers and shakers. But he has recently found a brand new love in the kitchen. And of course, Njabula was there to test his cooking skills.
Born to Zimbabwean parents, his mother was a baker and his dad was a cook. Donald Chimpua moved to Johannesburg to pursue his passion for photography. Chimpua was known for having captured some of the most famous faces like Ayanda Tabete, Kanye Mbao and Amanda Dupont. But the photographer has his own hidden talent in the kitchen, and today he's behind the stove to teach Njabulo a thing or two about cooking.
Food has been something that we enjoyed at my home. My dad was a great cook and taught me most of the skills that I know in the kitchen, so it's always been like a family affair. My mother is a great cook herself, but my dad is like the king in the kitchen, yes, yeah.
Okay, and photography?
Photography,
that, or
no, still my first love, and I think photography and food can go, coexist together. And I think there's space for new food photographers in the industry.
Okay. So what are you making for us today?
So today we're going to make some flatbread with some deboned chicken thighs, and we're going to do some red cabbage, some lime and coriander on the chicken, and we're going to do some dill and Greek yogurt sauce, which is going to be so amazing.
Okay, cool. Let's start. Which one?
So we're going to debone the chicken thighs, just to remove the bones, so that when we're eating the flatbread, it's more practical. It makes sense. You don't come across any bones. It's very easy. I mean, you need like a nice sharp boning knife.
Yes.
Just remove the bone. You just want to go across, like right next to the bone.
Right next to the bone. And actually, for me, I hate bones in my chicken. So this is going to be, interesting.
Yeah, and also like, I mean, for me, I don't mind bones in the chicken, but like for this specific meal, I think we need to get rid of the bone. If you just follow the bone, you actually even can avoid any wastage.
Tell us about yourself a little bit, Who's Donald?
So I'm a photographer born and raised in Zimbabwe. Moved here to study and then fell in love with photography, and that's always been something that I've been doing. And the cooking thing just came about, I wasn't sort of expecting all that it has become. It was just, cooking for fun, cooking for my friends.
Yes.
And now it's,
it's become
part of my life.
More than a hobby.
Yes, and I mean, I enjoy it more. And I think the more people know I cook, the more I even want to cook for people. So it's amazing.
It's amazing. Cool. Now it's time to marinate.
Yes,
so
you pass me the lime and the lemon juicer, then I will just squeeze in the lime.
Okay, one, right?
Yeah, one is perfect, yes.
Okay, cool. So this is prepping for
the marinade.
For the marinade.
Just like for you to sit and sort of like, that citrus to just get in the chicken, because citrus works very well with, white meat.
Okay, cool.
So we just want the lime juice in there to, sink. We'll also squeeze in another one.
All right.
When we're done.
Later on?
Yeah, to just finish it off, yes.
Okay, cool.
And then you can add some salt and pepper.
All right, let me help you. That's the whole point. I'm here. You're here to teach me. We actually here to find out.
You can actually make this meal for your friends for Thanksgiving if you, Like, I don't usually mind the insides of the thingy.
So how much salt? Just
a little bit of salt, yeah. I mean, pink sauce is not strong enough, so it's like a tablespoon or so of lime juice in there.
So this meal you recommend, we're going to that time of the year, festive season, people want to come out for lunch at your house or a braai.
It's something easy, nice and fresh, and I mean, it's summer. So you can pass me some coriander there.
All right.
Which I'm going to just roughly chop here. Because now this is just for the marinade pack, so
the marinade
you can just like roughly chop so that it sort of kind of just gets in there to infuse, and then I'll also finish it with fresh one when I'm done. This is fine. I'm gonna leave it all on the board. So just take off this.
Right.
And then you can toss it and turn it around.
Toss it. I can use my hands,
You
right?
can use your hands if you like.
Okay, cool.
You need to touch the food so it's full, made with love. You can add some paprika also a little bit. Just,
all right, you can just add it.
For flavor.
Flavor.
Yes, there we go.
Okay.
It brings, the earthiness of the dish. Just trying to balance the flavors together. You can add some olive oil also.
A bit of it.
Just
olive oil. How much? Just
like a tablespoon, just for all the other stuff to stick. There you go. The nice thing about also using lime or lemon, any citrus kind of fruit helps to just sort of partially cook. So by the time we're cooking, the meat is like nice and tender.
Oh.
But we also don't want to leave it too long. So
too long,
it's too tough.
Yeah.
So while we prepare our secret recipe, my mother's recipe for the flatbread,
yes,
we're gonna let that rest a little bit.
Okay.
So I'll cover this and I'll put this in the fridge.
Okay, cool stuff.
So we're gonna make a flatbread using my mother's secret ingredient, inkomazi, when we're baking.
Okay, cool.
So what we do is we use 1 tablespoon of flour is equivalent to 1 tablespoon of inkomazi. But for this recipe, we're gonna do 3 tablespoons and 3 tablespoons of inkomazi, some olive oil, some pink salt, just fold it together, and then you can eat it, and then we'll let it rest, and we'll use that later.
All right.
So you can see the consistency of the bread.
Yes, of the bread.
Yeah, so you can start now kneading.
Okay.
Just depending on how thick
Let me just take off my watch. So
there we go.
Just be able to do it there for me.
Great. So it's out of the way. Just for the texture of it, you also can feel like, you've made bread before.
No, I've never.
What is it? Do you like baking? I I think let's add some flour for you.
A little bit? It's a bit.
It's a bit. So just add a bit of flour. It looks amazing, Jibolo.
Okay. It feels so nice.
It's gonna be nice and fluffy because of the nkomazi.
Nkomazi,
yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, we can let this sit.
Alright.
And then we'll roll this later. So now that the dough is done, we let this rest. We'll then move to the chicken. So let's start with
bring you the chicken.
Frying it in your very hot pan. Okay, this is doing
fine.
Nicely. Just leave some of the stuff. I like the sound of a hot pan. What you want to do is you want to try avoid crowding the pan so that the meat doesn't start boiling. The pan fries nicely. So while this cooks, we're going to start rolling our flatbread and then we're good to go.
Alright, okay, cool.
Great, there we go. So what you want to do is just want to make sure that the surface is a bit floured so that it's not too...
Doesn't stick.
Yes. Cool. We'll do that.
It smells amazing.
So we'll just do like this. Just show you. So perfect. Just a little bit on the thing.
Taking a little bit.
Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, just make it like this. And let it sort of cook. Okay, cool. So you just want to come and check the flatbread. What's going on here? Just be careful.
It smells. Should I turn it?
Yeah, you can turn it around. Let's see. Yeah, that's nice. You can leave it longer just to get the marks nicely.
Get the marks. It smells amazing, hey? Yeah. So question, you had to cook for maybe 3 people.
Okay.
That are your favorite, that you would like to invite at your dinner party. Who would they be?
I think my mother would be one of the people at the dinner party. I'd like to cook for Michelle Obama.
Okay.
I think. And Shonda Rhimes.
Oh, yes. All right. Interesting.
I think those are people, sort of the women that sort of inspire me in terms of work, in terms of just the personality and what they're doing. And, for me, it's something that I relate to.
So now what are you doing now?
Now we're going to put some honey, some lime, some more lime juice in here.
Right.
And then finish it off with the coriander. So to complement the chicken, I'm going to make a Greek yogurt sauce. I'm going to add some Greek yogurt in here. And I'm going to add some fresh mint. And I'm going to add some fresh dill also. And then some finely chopped cucumbers. And I'm going to add some lime zest, just to give it a bit of a zing. There we go. And then I'm going to add some olive oil, salt and pepper to just make this nice sauce.
Donald, it looks so yum.
Yes, I think the idea was to play with the flavors to bring out the whole summer vibe.
Okay, I believe we've got a guest that's got joining us.
Yes, yeah, sure. Yeah, cool. Okay. Let's
go.
Join her.
All right.
Thank you.
After cooking a storm, it was time to dig in.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you.
The sky is the limit for Donald as he hopes to one day have his own photo cookbook.
And that's all we have here in this week's edition of Trendz Travel. I was your host for today, Eloise Scoble, and we'd love to see you again next week. Same time, same place. In the meantime, you can catch us on Twitter or on Instagram on Trendz on SABC using the hashtag SABC News.
To be a part of something like this makes me proud, and I think that to be able to report the news in a fair, just, independent and impartial way is what the public broadcaster stands for.